Hi Year 10. Today in drama we're going to explore the technique of emotional memory. To do this we are going to identify emotions and recap our knowledge of Stanislavski and naturalism. Whenever Year 10, this is your entrance task. Look at these images and answer the questions. So how are these images natural? Write about 3 points for that. And then, how has body language been used to create meaning in at least 2 of these images? Write about 3 to 5 lines. Feel free to pause the video to note down your answers. Here's a quick task to get you thinking, Year 10. So you have 20 seconds to unscramble these 4 emotions. And yes, I'm going to time you. Are you ready? You got your pen ready? Okay, 20 seconds starts now. Ten seconds left. Time's up. So, here we have happy, angry, scared, sad. Did you get those right? Well done if you did. And what other emotions can you think of? This is a number script, and we've actually worked through this exercise before. Now, Mr. Amar and Miss Beaumont from Team English have also had a go. So listen to this and see if you can identify which scenario they are using. You've got telling a secret, exciting news, something terrible has happened, anger and frustration, or in love.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
7, 8, 9. 10,
12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
17, 18, 19.
20!
Would you say that this voice exercise was natural? No, it's not, because we don't talk to each other in numbers, Year 10. But what was the key ingredient here? Exactly, voice. Even though we didn't understand what was being said, we could still understand what was happening by how it was being said, because this reveals the emotion, and then we can understand how the character is feeling by their emotions. So Miss Beaumont starts off quite slow and sneaky. She's got some juicy information. She starts off with 1, 2, 3. Then Mr. Amar gasps, he's shocked, and his pace speeds up. 4, 5, 6. Then Miss Beaumont, she gets frustrated. Shh! Like, you can't share this information with anyone else. So then she whispers, 7, 8, 9. Then Mr. Amar gets excited, 20! And his pitch changes, it increases, it goes higher. So even though we couldn't understand what was being said, the emotion in the voice should have helped you to work out what the scenario was. Telling a secret. Did you get that right? I hope you did. So here's a quick question for you to think about. What else do we do in performing arts that is not natural? I'll give you 5 seconds to think of some techniques that we've used before that are not natural, not normal to do in everyday life. Time's up. So, we have split scene, thought tracking, monologues, mime, and flashback or flash forward are just some of those. So did you get any of these right? Well done. During the 19th century, playwrights felt that theatre should show real life. They thought it should show what was natural. This movement in theatre became known as naturalism, and sometimes referred to as realism. Sometimes naturalistic playwrights wanted real emotions on the stage, and one of these playwrights was Konstantin Stanislavski. Now, we've looked at Stanislavski before, and I'm sure you can remember repeating his name over and over again. Stanislavski. Go on, have a go, try it and see if you can say his name in one go. Stanislavski. Stanislavski. Well, Stanislavski got fed up of his actors. He thought they were lazy, he thought they were boring, and he soon developed a style of acting, a method of acting, like a system of acting techniques where the character could recall on their own emotions of life, therefore creating real life feelings for their characters, and therefore become the character. And again, I'm sure you remember talking about this before. So Stanislavski called the techniques the Stanislavski system. Woohoo! And their aim was to help the character to make performance on stage real. So Year 10, here's your task. As you watch the short clip, you're going to make between, say, 5 to 10 points on Stanislavski and his techniques. And you'll find the video link in Class Charts. So here's your recap. We've looked at some emotions, and we've talked about how voice can show you emotions. So can your body language, actually, your movement and your use of pace. And we've recapped naturalism and looked at Stan a little bit. Stanislavski felt that in order to make a character seem true, that the character must be delivered from the inside. So the actor would have to use their own real-life emotions to match the character's emotions. So emotional memory is when the actor finds a memorable past experience and they use this memory to recall an emotion to bring their character to life. So here's your task. As you watch the clips, as you watch the actor clip, I want you to write down about 5 to 10 points on the technique of emotional memory. Secured and mastered students will do the task, but Secured will also identify the benefits of emotional memory. And Mastered, I'd like you to identify the problems of emotional memory. And again, you should find the link for the video in Class Charts. Right, what have you learnt, Year 10? What is naturalism and emotional memory? So you're going to write a summary between 10 to 20 lines. That's about half a page. Think about how naturalism began. Think about Stanislavski's intentions. So why did he even start the system in the first place? How does emotional memory affect naturalism? Secured and mastered students will do the task, but here's a challenge for you, Secured. Do not use the word naturalism or real in your response, and master students provide examples to support your response. Or can you do the ultimate challenge? So record and upload your response to the task, what is naturalism and emotional memory. Record a response, and your response must be no longer than 30 seconds long. You cannot say the words you can't say naturalism, and you can't say real, and there should be no long pauses. Can you do it? Of course you can. In fact, I can actually think of someone who probably do this task. So task 4, read the script extract. So here you have Stubbs and you've got Terry. So as you're reading the extract, think of these questions. What is happening in this situation? And how do you think these characters will feel? What are the emotions? So maybe as you're reading the script, what emotions are running through your head as you're reading it? Think about it that way. So what emotional memory can you think of that could relate to this script? So for instance, have you watched a film that's got this issue in, or have you heard of a certain issue that's got this situation in? And how would they say the lines? What voice would they use? How would they walk? So what movement? and how they use their body language. That'll be the facial expression, the gestures, and posture. So your task, imagine you were an actor for one of these characters. So you're either Stubbs or you're Terry. And you're going to write stage directions using emotional memory to explain how you bring your character, how you bring your chosen character to life. So secured and mastered students will do the same task, but secured, you'll do this for both characters. So you'll be Stubbs and Terry. And mastered students, you're going to include movement and body language into your stage directions. So before you begin, just have a look, listen to the examples. So, if you're completing your task on PowerPoint or on Word, then you could just amend the script and insert your stage directions. So remember that stage directions are instructions for the actor. They are always in brackets and written in italics. Or you can print the script off, so you'll find it in class charts and then you can annotate it. So if you were Stubbs, let's say, then you could write for your stage directions for your annotation that Stubbs has a low, menacing tone with a slow pace. Hello, Humpty. Going somewhere? Maybe. Or where he says, no you ain't. So he could have a raised volume and it could be a sharp tone, so no you ain't. Or you could shout and tell him, no you ain't. Maybe. If you're secured, you're doing Terry as well. So when Terry says no I don't, you could mumble. So he's probably got his head down and mumbling really fearfully. And then if you're mastered, so you're looking at movement, where Stubbs says, answering back, feeling brave are you because you brought your dad up? Every time he says something, he could move forward and get angrier and louder. So answering back, moves forward. Feeling brave because you brought your dad up, move forward and get louder. And then by the time he says, brought your dad up, he's literally towering over Terry. And then Terry, again with movement, could be walking back. Every time Stubbs walks forward, Terry walks back, and then you could lower down to the ground and cover his face. So he's using gestures, and then with voice, he could be stuttering. I didn't bring my dad up. I didn't bring my dad up. So there's just some brief ideas that you could use just to start you off, and also listen to the vocal examples of me and Mr. Raffi, and then example 2 is Mr. Amar and Miss Belmont. Example 1. Hello, Humpty. Going somewhere?
Yes?
No, you ain't. You've been a naughty boy, haven't you?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Answer him back. Feeling brave because you brought your dad up.
I didn't bring my dad up.
Don't lie to me, Humpty. I saw him here this morning. He went into Wilkie's office. You brought him up, didn't you? You told...
I didn't.
Why was it here then?
The head wrote him a letter about me not being in school. She said she wanted to see him about that.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
You told, and I told you never to tell. You know what will happen to you now, don't you, Humpty? You're dead, Humpty.
I didn't tell, honest. I didn't, Stubbs. The head wrote to my dad.
Example 2.
Okay.
Hello, Humpty. Going somewhere?
Yes.
No, you ain't. You've been a naughty boy, haven't you?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Answering back, Feeling brave, are you? Because you brought your dad up?
I didn't bring my dad up.
Don't lie to me, Humpty. I seen him here this morning. He went into Wilkie's office. You brought him up, didn't you? You told.
I didn't.
Well, why was he here then?
The head wrote him a letter about me not being at school. She said she wanted to see him about that.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
You told. And I told you never to tell. You know what'll happen to you now, don't you? You're dead, Humpty.
I didn't tell. Honest, I didn't, Stubbs. The head wrote to my dad.
Okay, so it's time to upload your work. But before uploading, please check that you've completed all tasks and that you've done this to the best of your ability and effort. If you have any queries regarding the task or your work, feel free to leave your question in the feedback section on ClashCharts and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you're taking a picture of your work and uploading this to ClashCharts, please remember to check that your image is clearly visible and not too dark to read. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.